Let's go!
Welcome into Behind the Brand podcast. I'm Adam Hayes. To my right is my co-host Bob Paden. Today, in the middle, our guest is Derek Magee. Welcome in.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about you.
Well, born and raised in Indianapolis.
Okay.
I stayed close to home.
Where'd you go to high school?
Throughout the year. Franklin Central.
Okay. Yeah.
So the southeast side.
It's the Franklin Central
Flashes.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then so graduated, went to college. Where'd you go to college?
Yep. UND.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ended up.
You're Indianapolis through and through.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We kind of
Did
stayed
you play
close to home.
sports at U of Indy?
Football for a year.
Yeah.
And then went on to coach for a couple of years at Franklin Central. Got to help out with the freshman team there. And
Nice.
that ended up ending around the time sort of getting into the professional career, part-time tax intern at a firm here on the north side of Indy. So started out there, and that was January of 2018.
Okay.
And so...
It's been 5 years ago at least. Six now. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So what was your degree in?
Accounting.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So you went to the standard firm. Was it a bigger firm?
Yep. It was a smaller firm.
Smaller
at the time.
firm? Was it commercial and personal or both? Or
Both.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And as you're working through and gaining an experience, did you start to, go, hey, here's the area of accounting that I'm gravitating towards? And
It was a while before that happened.
Yeah.
I think I was really blessed early on for the first probably 6 or 7 years of my career there, where I was able to get a wide range of experience, not just in one area like tax, but working in like the outsourced accounting functions, the tax services, the audit and assurance services. So I was fortunate enough to get a wide range of experience, and then that's obviously led to being beneficial. Some of the mentors I had there were really intentional on developing me, and was even fortunate enough to learn the administrative side of running a public accounting firm as well. So billing, client acquisition, how do you estimate fees, how do you communicate it, sort of the art of that side of things, not just getting the work done.
Yeah. So you are a CPA now?
Yes.
Oh, awesome.
Yes, sir.
So congratulations. That's a big feat.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And so at what point in that experience did you kind of get to the point in your life or decision that you might not want to be there? And that's not a bad thing.
No, that's a great question. Firm experienced a lot of growth and ultimately turned into something still a great firm, and I still believe today it's an incredible firm.
Which firm was it?
Donovan CPAs.
Okay, yeah.
Super reputable firm, great people that work there.
Yeah.
We got to the point where sort of a crossroads where it was processes and procedures were going in a direction that maybe didn't necessarily fit what we needed on the home front. With wife, 3 kids, and I recognize I'm not saying anything special in that regard, but just our situation could have used a little more flexibility than what I was, what we were moving toward. So, and a couple of other, things, but ultimately, when realized that was not a good fit anymore, moved on from there. And
No, that's especially COVID, right? COVID reset the office workspace rules.
Yes.
Right.
Sure.
It just did. And then, I'll call it the usual pendulum, right? The pendulum swings. Everybody's at home. You can't even go into work. They won't let you come into work all the way now. We're going to swing back and people get caught up, right? There's like, I don't necessarily want to be on that other end of the pendulum, and that's fine.
Sure.
So yeah, fully get that.
Yep.
So
were you with another firm during that time then, after you left Donovan?
I went to a group of nonprofit organizations.
Okay.
Also in Indianapolis.
Was it Zach?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So I was a CFO there for several months. Similar thing, got to the point where personal life, I was not able to fulfill, I think, what the organizations needed with what requirements demand of a full-time CFO.
Yep.
Yeah.
So when we realized that it kind of wasn't for me, we were thinking, wife and I, praying about, what's next. Likely wasn't able to go back to Donovan. And so also in that time around July, we had actually started an LLC to start helping out just a couple of people on the side. And I think every CPA at one point just briefly has the conversation with himself. Do I want to ever go out on my own versus do I just stay with the firm? We had talked about it a lot. I had kind of felt a nudge. I don't know if it was the Lord or what, but Whitestown is such a growing community with the lily plant going in Lebanon. I think it's a great time to start a CPA firm.
Right.
And so we were praying about it, and I think I got to the point where I was talking about it. One day my wife was like, you just need to stop talking about it.
Why don't we do about it instead of talk about it? Yeah.
That was all the affirmation I needed, I think.
Did you kind of look at her and go, are you sure?
Yeah, a little bit. With 3 kiddos, a home, a mortgage, she had every reason to say, no, you need to go get a stable job, fixed salary, full benefits, which as a CPA, I'm sure we could have gone that route. But with her being on board, I was like, okay,
right,
let's go for it. So that kind of occurred mid-September.
Okay.
And so at that point, I said, okay, well, let's just start putting some feelers out there and see, maybe we'll get some clients. And a few months went by. So we're, December, we kind of filled up a decent, workload of clients, of kind of some monthly recurring revenue to keep the bills paid and give us time to really think through. And so, we're still in January. So as of, today, we've made the decision, we're going to go all in on this. And Lord willing, we'll see where it goes. We've got our grand opening in Whitestown next week. The town's going to come out and do like a little ribbon cutting ceremony.
Oh, that'll be cool. Get some PR with it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Should be a good time. And it's less of
Do they have a chamber in Whitestown?
Boone County.
Okay.
I think they have a chamber. Yeah.
I'm sure it's on my schedule somewhere.
Yeah.
They do monthly events.
Oh yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Talk about, just for another owner,
Sure.
right, that's budding in the future, that's not there yet. Somebody sitting in another CPA firm somewhere. Yeah. Just kind of that journey you went on mentally, the struggle, right? Because it's real. It's terrifying, right? Whatever. Describe what it was like just the last 6 months and kind of where you're at right at the moment.
Sure. And this might not be the most popular answer, but it's the truth. I've honestly had a sense of peace throughout this whole journey that I can only accredit to the Lord.
Sure.
My wife and I were very, our Christian faith is important to us, integral part of our lives. And we're very intentional from day one. We said, Lord, this is your firm. Do with it what you want. If it's not meant to be,
slam the door.
Please don't let us go down this path. That's not meant to be. If it would be your will for us to serve this community and help people and get to just be a light in the Whitestown and surrounding communities, we ask that you bless it. And so I see myself as a manager, a steward of the firm. I'm not the boss. I'm not in charge by any means. And so I've just said I'm going to serve clients well that the Lord may send our way. similar to the emotion piece, though, maybe more technically speaking. I'd say the advice to anyone thinking of starting their own business is just go. Just take the first step.
Yeah.
You'll never feel ready. It may sound a little cliche, but
Nope.
just go. Just go. Keep moving. If you stay in the same spot, your perspective can never change.
Yeah.
You can never grow. So, in worst case scenario, you get 10 steps in and you're like, oh, this was the wrong direction. Okay, I'll go this direction. But without taking the steps, you can't figure that out.
Correct. No, good. Yeah, it's just a topic that comes up all the time, and everybody we ever meet, especially those that maybe they have a corporate job or a full-time gig, and they're just kind of thinking, right? And I always tell them, in our language, maybe I want them to count the cost, whatever that is.
Sure.
Right. And then make sure that's, and as you talked about with your spouse, make sure your spouse is on board.
Yes.
Because, to be honest, I didn't necessarily make that very obvious, maybe, or didn't intentionally really work through that first before kind of hitting the button.
Sure.
And I tell people now, you better, right? It's got consequences. It just does, right? Whether it's financial or otherwise. So yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah.
So.
I think I would disclaim too. I'm again very blessed in the sense that I'm a CPA. It's a profession that is in high demand.
Sure.
So not everybody that starts a business starts a business in something that's
Their thing.
not competitive, I guess. Nowadays, I think the latest statistics say 75% of CPAs are 65 years old or older.
Yes.
So the opportunity for young professionals, whether or not you start your own firm or stay plugged in at the firm they're at, to potentially become an owner there someday, it's greater than
Probably at any time in history.
ever been.
Yes.
It's a little bit scary when you think of the numbers that are retiring and going to be retiring in the next
Yeah.
Is there
5
enough?
to 10 years.
Is there enough coming up to replace?
Capacity.
There's
right.
not.
That's
Not right now.
we see that already.
Yeah.
Right.
There's and it's a problem, and the profession is moving in the right direction, but I don't think it's moving fast enough in this direction. Young people see public accounting as, I have to go to school for 4 years. On top of that, to sit for the exams, you have to have 150 credit hours. So an extra 30 credit hours on top of your standard bachelor's degree.
Right.
Then after that, you're saying I've got to study for these 4 exams for, a year or two. For me, it was a 2-year process. Wow. Then even after that, finally I'm done. I'm 24, 25 years old. Now I have to work, and this is really where people are getting turned off of the profession, 60, 70-hour weeks during busy season,
Right.
Saturdays. It's just got this whole bad reputation. And what I found is the smaller and medium-sized firms are really making great strides in decreasing that number of hours, putting caps
Right.
on busy season, 45, 50-hour week max busy seasons. And that's rather attainable. It's public accounting. And at the end of the day, tax season is where it is in a year. There's going to be peaks and valleys in this profession. But I think, and with the help of technology and just different strategies and outlooks, workloads have been able to be sort of leveled throughout the year.
Yeah.
So there's things that can be done in November and December to decrease that spike in work in March and April. And there's strategies to be done in March and April to maybe shift some more basic level tax returns into the summer.
Right.
Just extend them and maybe focus on what needs done by March 15th or April 15th.
Right.
Yeah.
So talk about Whitestown. Obviously, we live there. We live right down the road, right? So massive growth in the last 10 years. And I like the fact that you've kind of plunked yourself in the middle of that. So what do you feel? I've been there 30 years, so we've watched it all grow and happen. But now you've kind of plunked yourself in as a newbie to a certain extent, right? And that's, what does it feel like? I mean, we live just far enough outside of Whitestown to not feel it.
Sure.
We just see it. So I'm just curious what that feels like to you.
it is fast growing, but it still has a small town feel in a lot of regards. A little bit of that, I think, is probably we're involved in our church quite a bit. So it's not uncommon to go to the Meijer right there or out to lunch and run into someone you know, which probably adds to that sort of small town feel. What I think maybe more specifically, though, I'm seeing is just opportunity. Not only is it a good time to start a CPA firm, but Boone County, the surrounding areas between Brownsburg, Lebanon, Thorntown, even into the Pittsboro area, with all of that growth, it's just a great time, I think, to start a firm.
Sure.
Something I don't see in Whitestown is a lot of CPA firms.
There aren't.
So, Lord willing, we were able to get in there maybe before and start building that reputation as, a firm that operates with integrity, ready to serve whoever walks through the doors. Our ideal clients
That's what I was going to ask.
It's the residents of Whitestown. And I don't mean specifically just Whitestown. I mean, while we do work with larger corporations and businesses, and certainly want to continue growing that out, we also want to serve just families where, maybe every dollar counts.
Right.
Mom's at home with the kiddos, and, dad works a job, W-2 job, and how can we optimize the tax position and withholding to maximize your cash flow every month?
Versus letting the government have it for a while.
Yes. Best example is if you get a $2,400 tax refund, we could have adjusted your withholding throughout the year. You could have had an extra $200 in your pocket for all 12 months each month to use for groceries, saving, investing, extracurriculars for the kiddos. So those are the types of things that fire me up. In kind of conjunction with our tax services, we've bundled in something we've coined as financial navigation.
Okay.
That's more financial coaching in a way. My passion is helping people build budgets, manage debt, structure their finances in a way that can bring them kind of clarity and peace about their lives, help them make decisions confidently, and set their sort of household system up in a way that lets them live with margin, and wisdom, and
versus stress and everything else.
It sounds a little, I don't want to sound too corporate-y, but a household is a business. A marriage is, in some ways, a business, and part of that business is the revenue. And just like a business has a budget and expenses and goals, your household should have that too. And so back to our ideal clients, that's kind of the setup we aim for our just sole individual clients is, we'll do your tax return, we'll help you, but I would love to be having an ongoing relationship with you, monthly, quarterly, checking in. Hey, how are things going? And then just kind of more taking on that partnership approach as opposed to just being the tax guy. I would say if you just want someone to do your tax return for the lowest cost, like there are places you can go for that. We're
H&R Block is
H&R Block.
I didn't know if I was allowed
TurboTax.
to say specifically. Right?
Yeah. The green box, or whatever it is.
And those are perfectly fine places to go. It's just not our sort of business model right now. And
that's good. I think you're in a good spot. I mean, there's not going to be a lack of people and families and kids and the next generation. I mean, there's families coming in just like yours. That's happened over the last decade. That those kids will become teenagers. They're already coming there, right? And soon they'll be adults.
Yeah.
So you've got the multi-generational thing that area has just not seen, right? Just never seen it before. So good spot. So.
Plenty of small businesses as well, and just a really exciting time, I think, to be starting a business. You both know it's terrifying.
It's terrifying.
Yes.
Sure.
It can be. Yeah.
it's exciting. It's so exciting.
Yeah.
At the same time, I heard it put once really well, and I'm sure you would both agree that the highs are higher and the lows are lower.
Very much.
Yeah.
So.
As an owner.
Yes. Amplitude.
Yes. Yeah.
And maybe frequency.
Signal and noise, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when you corporate job, you get paid every 2 weeks or whatever it is, right?
Sure.
That rhythm you just get used to. And then when that's totally disrupted, when all of a sudden you may be 3 months without a paycheck, and people just look at you like, are you from outer space? And it's like, well, it doesn't just come out of the air, right? Yeah. It's like so yes, it's part of it.
That gets into something I found just beautiful about the last few months. If you're only measuring, I think, the success with, save for just meeting the basic bills being paid, a huge component and a huge sort of form of compensation about being self-employed is the freedom that comes along with it.
That's correct.
And so there's a saying, what's your rich life now look like? And it might not be having the most amount of money in the bank. Maybe it's having the freedom to, a few weeks ago, I left the office and went and met my wife and kids for lunch.
Correct.
It was a 2-minute drive for me there. It was a 5-minute drive for them there. And little things like that I wouldn't have had the opportunity to do that before. And I recognize some people don't have that option.
That's correct.
Based on whatever career they chose.
Sure.
So I'm not naive to the fact that I'm insanely blessed and fortunate to be in this position. But it's just wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, you describe it. Sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not. But a lot of times, I would say it is. The level of pay that you may have been used to, you may never see again, right? But you're trading that off for other things.
Sure.
And those other things become a way more important. It's still nice to have a better income,
Sure.
If that's how it works out, fantastic. But a lot of times it's not. It's not a trade-off of, I'm not going to survive. You just may decide, I don't go to Disney 3 times a year. I go once, right? Or whatever. But yet, to your point, that allows you then the freedom to do something on a Friday afternoon, whereas before you were stuck in an office in a cube and a stack of files and just get it done before you go home, right? And so that's why I always talk about the other half, the spouse, and what that looks like to them may not be what you think it looks like, to all those kind of things. So it's really important. So good stuff.
So we talked a little bit, off air. You're in a musician.
Yeah.
You're in the church band. So how did you were you playing an instrument before the church band, or did you get inspired because you were watching the band perform and you're like, hey, I want to do that too?
Sure.
How'd that come about?
Yeah. Most of my dad's side of the family is musician, sort of inclined in some regard. My grandfather plays guitar and bass. My 2 uncles both play guitar, bass, piano. My dad plays the drums. My little brother plays the bass. I kind of fell into the acoustic and electric guitar route. And so from a very early age, just was exposed to it. My grandpa got me my first guitar when I was 8 years old. It was a red mini Fender Squier.
Nice.
And so he taught me, the basic chords that you can play. And shortly thereafter that, I started listening to bands like Kiss, Motley Crue, not what you would hear at church, but sort of that
some
style,
that'll,
the electric guitar solos and all of that. And that just hooked me, absolutely hooked me.
Right.
So it was the way I think I learned best. It took lessons for a little bit, but ultimately just didn't pan out all that long. It was more so listening to, a Kiss song or a song from a different band that I liked, and trying to, go to YouTube and learn it. And then you start to kind of reverse engineer, like, oh, he was doing that. And then it's like, oh, that solo actually fits that song because it was in this key and that's that scale. So it was almost reverse learning it. Like you would learn the solo, then learn the scale that the solo was rooted in, and then learn why did that scale for that solo work with that song, as opposed to, I think, the more traditional approach is to learn the scale first, then.
I have no idea. Piece
So
of
I've
music guy.
Did you play?
I play drums. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome, nice.
I also play guitar, not well.
And I do neither. So, yeah. That's my skill, is not blessing you with my music.
Yeah.
So,
But my passion is drums.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
so outside of music, outside the business, and let's say even outside your family, maybe, what do you like to do for fun?
Lift weights.
Okay.
I'm plugged into a couple of different small groups at church.
Yeah.
So some guys and I will get together every Friday morning for coffee, a little bit of Bible study. And then, outside of that, I mean, I probably sound
I'm
like a
asking that
boring
like you have a lot of
person.
time.
Like,
You've got
if it's
kids,
not-
right?
You got your hands full too. You got,
Just got a business and a few family
you
things.
got
It's
a
just-
great family.
Right.
It's a busy, active time for
Yeah.
that season of your life,
the minivan phase, I'll call it.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, yep.
What ages are your children?
3.5, 1.5, so 2 daughters.
Okay.
And then our son was just born in December.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Last December.
Okay, you don't have
I had to
hobbies, so-
reschedule.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
hobbies are changing diapers
Yes. Yes.
It's all
and
right.
chasing kids around.
Yeah.
Right. We'll let you hang out here just a little while before
Yeah.
you go home. Right. It's all right.
We have a couch in the other office. You can take a nap.
That's
and
right.
get some downtime.
Admittedly, though, I mean, that's it. You asked what maybe prepared me for the business earlier, and probably to a fault, I over-focused on my career
Sure.
in my early and mid-20s. So if it didn't have to do with my relationship with God, my wife, my children, my very close family,
Right.
meaning my parents, brother, and in-laws, it was career. It was just
Sure.
working,
It's very common.
learning.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
very heads down. It's only been in the last probably 3 to 6 months that I felt like, okay, I need to start thinking about, what types, who do we want to be and model, for our kids? What do we want them to think is normal? I want them to see mom and dad have, friendships outside of, the home, and be involved in the community and being social and having connection and serving others and taking meals to people, things like that. So it's probably the last 3 to 6 months where I felt like I've really made an effort to come up for air a little bit more.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think it did maybe pay off a little bit having my early and mid 20s, so heads down in my career.
Yeah.
Was able to get the exams passed and a lot of really, really good experience at Donovan CPAs that kind of has culminated into where we are today.
Gotcha. No, awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So what do you think 26 kind of looks like for you then?
Well, I mean, the
Survive,
first,
right? No, I'm joking, man.
It's a good question because I want, now that we know we're all in with this firm, I want to have goals.
Sure.
To operate as a professional business. I alluded to the fact earlier I was enjoying some of the flexibility that came with being self-employed.
Sure.
But I also want to balance that with if you're self-employed, if you're not working,
No one else
Correct.
is working.
no good,
Yep.
right?
The money just doesn't show up. Like
You got to have goals, systems in place. Yes, it looks different for a one-person firm. Something on the horizon, if our growth continues, is going to be hiring, making our first hire. That would be a blessing. And then more so, I think, defining just processes, procedures. The name of the game the last 3 to 6 months has been keeping the bills paid.
Yes.
Right.
Making sure my wife and children are taken care of, maybe saving a little bit, investing a little bit, but by and large, it's just been, get clients, pay bills, like very just messy.
Yes.
And so 26 is just probably just honing in on processes, procedures, continue to be active in the community and try to gain clients, grow in a healthy way. I'm the biggest believer in that bigger is not always better when it comes to business.
Yeah.
So I do want to grow, but I want to grow responsibly.
Sure.
And also in proportion to the season I'm in personally. So not to say that I'm complacent,
No.
but I am content with where we are today. I'm not interested in taking this firm to $1 million tomorrow and then never being home for my wife and kids. I would love someday to have the firm at $1 million. That's for sure a goal, but getting there responsibly, if it is the Lord's will.
Sustainably, yeah.
Yes.
So let's project forward a little bit. At the end of 2026, you're looking back. What are you most proud of?
Most proud of.
What are you going to be most proud of?
What are you going to be most proud
Yeah.
of when you look back?
Yep.
What would make you proud?
Being able to say we took a leap of faith, and that amidst the chaos of a startup, the chaos of having 3 kids, I would say, amidst all that, I continued to serve my wife well, my children well. I was not a workaholic. Amidst all that, we just served the community, continued getting the firm off the ground.
Okay.
So that's not a specific answer, but
It's
I would
okay.
love to look back at the end of 26 and just say it was a solid year.
Yeah.
I served my wife well. I served my children well, my
Yeah.
community well. And here we are.
Good for me.
So it's maybe a little vague, but
No, not at all. You're 6 months in. That's okay.
We want you to
look
come
right.
back in about
Right.
12 to
months.
14 months. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And we'll pull this recording out and have you watch it. And we'll see what you say. But no, I think what you just described was you want it, 1, survive, 2, serve, and have, some stability.
You want to have some richness to your life.
Correct,
still.
richness to your life,
Yes,
right.
yes.
And if you look back and you did that this year, fantastic. So, we wish you the best luck.
yeah,
And
Thank you.
anything we can do to help, let us
Yes.
know.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay? All right.
You're going to do good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks all.